So this is really interesting. This is a story I've been chomping at the bit to talk about. Maduro of Venezuela came out and gave a speech, and he talked about what's happening in Afghanistan, and he floated a little bit of an interesting theory about why everything unfolded the way it did. Everybody take a look, and then we'll discuss.
Esas imágenes que hemos visto, terribles. Estados Unidos se retira de Afganistán y deja un país en guerra civil. 20 años después, habían dicho que habían construido un ejército de 300.000 soldados con las mejores armas del mundo. Mentira. Hace 6 días la inteligencia de Estados Unidos dijo que para que los talibanes tomaran Kabul iban a pasar 90 días. Una de dos, o están bien desinformados de un país que tienen intervenido como Afganistán, bien desinformado, lo cual dice mucho de la decadencia del imperio estadounidense, o alguien dentro del aparato de inteligencia de Estados Unidos está conspirando para malponer y dañar a Joe Biden. Con la experiencia que tenemos, lo digo, alguien en el aparato de Estados Unidos de inteligencia dio recomendaciones para hundir a Joe Biden.
Now, listen, no love for Maduro at all. This is not to defend his domestic record in Venezuela, of course. That's the qualifier I have to give in the context of this conversation. But is that possible? Yeah, that's definitely possible. What did he say? We were just told, it'll take like 90 days for Kabul to fall. That's what we were just told. That's what was just reported in the media before the fall of Kabul. Oh, it's going to take like 90 days. That's what intelligence was saying. Now, the CIA is out there, the Pentagon and the deep state are going to the media and telling them, we warned Joe Biden the fall was going to happen like now, and he didn't fucking listen to us because we're right. We're always right. He's wrong. Blame him. Blame him. Wait, you just said 90 days. Now all of a sudden it falls and you say, we told him we were right. We said don't get out because it's gonna fall immediately. So his point is, how do we know that somebody in U.S. intelligence wasn't like, oh, you want to get out? Okay, cool. Let's see how well this goes. And so they tell Joe behind the scenes, sir, we have 2 months before, the fall happens. So then Joe thinks, okay, I got 2 months to get out the 88,000 people who are our interpreters, their families, people who worked with us very closely. That's how much time I have. So we're going to try to get everything ready and get the whole process done for a month or two. And then what happens? His point is, maybe some people in U.S. intelligence knew that shit is going to fall like right now skis, but they told him 90 days so that he doesn't plan accordingly, and then the withdrawal looks horrendous, and they can tell the world, like, see, we should have never left. We should have stayed in there. It should have been an orderly withdrawal. What are we doing? Or not even an orderly withdrawal. We know these guys want to stay there forever, and that allows them to make that argument, and that allows them to look like the good guys, and that's what they're doing now. They're going on, they're going to all the print outlets, and the print outlets are stenographers to them, and you have the entire elite media, MSNBC, CNN, Fox News, they're all attacking Biden, and the leadership of both parties are attacking Biden. So his point is, hey, maybe Biden was sabotaged on purpose because he was sticking to his guns and wanting to get out of there. It's possible. I think the more likely scenario is, and again, I can't take credit for this theory. Crystal was the one who told me this, but I had a light bulb moment when she said it. It strikes me as definitely true. The intelligence agencies, they were able to convince Obama, when Obama wanted to get out, they were able to convince him, that's dumb, that's wrong, here's why you can't do that, we're going to stay in, let me make the argument, and Obama was convinced by it. They were able to do the exact same thing to Trump, no matter what Trump pretends and postures in public. He said a million times publicly, even on Twitter before he was president, we got to get out of Afghanistan, it's so stupid, why are we there? And every single time there looked like he was going to do that, he didn't end up following through. And even his withdrawal left 2,000 troops there. So he didn't follow through, likely because the intelligence agencies convinced him you can't do it. So they got cocky and they thought, we're definitely going to convince Biden that we should stay. And they weren't able to. And Biden put up his middle fingers and said, you're wrong. I want to get out. And so they didn't sufficiently plan as well as they should have, because they really thought till the last minute we're going to change his mind. And so you don't necessarily need to go to nefarious plot and sabotaging on this front, but I do think that the people in the Pentagon and the intelligence agencies who are there from administration to administration, who really run the show in many respects, I think they got cocky and arrogant, and they thought, we're just going to convince every president that we should stay there. And they thought they were going to convince Joe Biden, and they didn't. And so they didn't plan accordingly because they thought they'd be able to change his mind, and they couldn't. And so now, when Kabul falls and we didn't evacuate everybody, Joe Biden's left looking like an idiot, even though Joe Biden was the one who was saying all along we should get out, and the plan should be in place to get out, but the people who were supposed to put those plans into action did not do it and didn't want to do it, and thought till the last minute they could convince Biden to do the opposite. So I think that's much more likely. That is an argument more from stubbornness and incompetence. And I think that is a little more persuasive than the nefarious sabotaging on purpose. But having said that, that is possible. That's absolutely possible. So I'll leave it up to you. Ultimately, this is all speculative. I don't know. I'm not in the room. You don't know. You're not in the room. Maduro doesn't know. He's not in the room. But yeah, I mean, this is a guy who he does have experience in, they've tried to coup him a zillion times. So he knows that the nefarious stuff oftentimes is true. So that's why he leans in that direction. But listen, you got to say it about Biden. He really did put both middle fingers up to the military-industrial complex and the establishment and the elites in both parties on this, and he's getting no support over it. The only people who are out there very forthrightly saying Joe Biden is correct, me and Crystal and Sagar, and, I haven't seen what many others are saying, but certainly in mainstream media, nobody is defending Biden. In fact, they're bringing on John Bolton as like an expert on this stuff when he's a fucking war criminal who should be in The Hague. Yeah, bring on the people like Ari Fleischer. Bring on the people who lied us into Iraq in order to tell us their opinion on Afghanistan. I don't care what they're saying. I think they should be behind bars. These guys are liars and war criminals. But this is who they're going to as experts. So now the conventional wisdom is either stay forever or get out in a different way, in a more orderly way. You can get out, just not like this. No matter when we left, Kabul was going to fall and Afghanistan was going to become Talibanistan. So if we wait another 2 years, all we're doing is wasting more U.S. money and wasting more U.S. lives and civilian lives. So why would we do that? Like, just stay another year or two so that then the Taliban can take it. Rip the Band-Aid off quickly. But there you have it. He might be right. But I think it may be the case either that they're sabotaging Biden or that it was just incompetence and stubbornness and they thought they could change his mind. And to Biden's credit, they couldn't do it.